Good evening. Coming up tonight.
Have you always wanted to hear the haunted history of the University of South Carolina? Well, this spooky season is your chance.
And the Gamecocks soccer teams keep kicking as we near the end of the season. Find out how they are meeting their goals.
And finally, spooky season got off to a scary start last night. Were you there or was it your tether?
But first, we finally had a cooler day here in the capital city. Our meteorologist, Kaden Dinkins, is in the studio to tell us what's happening with the weather right now.
Thank you, Callista. We did have a little bit of a cooler day here in Columbia, and that is here to stick around just for a few more days, as well as we're going to see some rain towards the end of the week. But I'll have all that and more later on in the show on SGTV Nightly News.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse studio, this is SGTV Nightly News.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Tata Miller.
And I'm Callista Pushman. Thanks for joining us tonight. If you're feeling some frights at the surge of spooky season, the haunted history of the Horseshoe is a hair-raising place to start. And where better to hear the history than from those who tell the tales? University ambassadors will be giving ghost tours starting tonight at 7 p.m. outside of the McKissick Museum. From the spooky stories to the dreadful details, these tour guides say,
I think deep down, I would like it to not be true, and I would like it to be fun, and just something that we joke about, but I would also say some of it's kind of hard to deny.
That these tales might not be so tall. Now, whether you believe in ghosts or prefer to creep it real, these ghost tours are here for the spirit of the season. At the very least, they might give you pumpkin to talk about.
Jill Biden visited Charleston on Monday to advocate for two causes she's known to focus on: cancer research and military families.
She toured the Hollings Cancer Center at the Medical University of South Carolina, which is the largest cancer treatment center in the state.
The First Lady also made a stop at the Joint Base Charleston to thank service members and their families at the military base, and took a moment to acknowledge the efforts service members made to help refugees escape Afghanistan during the Taliban takeover, saying, quote, service members, veterans, and military families across the country have joined the efforts to welcome our Afghan allies to the United States, donating food and clothing and helping them begin their new lives as our neighbors.
This is the First Lady's second visit to South Carolina in recent days since her surprise visit to the Brooklyn Baptist Church on October 17th. When asked how she felt being back in the Palmetto State, Biden replied, quote, South Carolina has a piece of my heart, end quote. All right, let's get a look at the latest developments for COVID-19 around the state and on campus.
In South Carolina, the statewide 7-day average for cases has been dropping, but the day-to-day numbers haven't. Today, 456 new cases were confirmed by the SCDHEC in the state, up from 414 a week ago, adding to a total of about 717,016 cases. 6 new confirmed deaths were also reported today, another increase over the last week, adding to the total 11,737 deaths with no probable deaths.
Moving closer to home, COVID cases have risen very slightly. There are 2 new coronavirus cases reported in recent days, and there are 47 active cases for the campus. But the percent positive of COVID tests has dropped a little bit to around 1% from 1.2% when the dashboard was last updated. As of right now, about 67.3% of the Columbia campus is fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and the university's alert level remains at new normal.
Say goodbye, or perhaps see you later, to the popular Columbia coffee shop, Drip on Main.
Owner Sean McCrossan is shutting the doors to his cafe because of a staff shortage.
Despite offering higher salaries and adding benefits that include health care and vacation pay, McCrossan still struggled to recruit and keep staff after the initial shutdown of the pandemic.
With a coffee shop and a gelato shop that still needs his attention and 5 points, McCrossan says Drip on Main is, quote, a lot to keep up with no labor, end quote.
Beginning October 30th, anyone craving a cup of coffee from Drip on Main will have to go to the store's longtime 5 Points location. And Drip is one of my favorite coffee shops, so that's really sad for me.
No, same here, but I'm glad that we at least have one that's here to stay nearby.
Thank God. Coming up, we'll tell you more about accolades incoming for the Gamecock women's basketball team, and our own Austin Nasser will give you the updates on all things Gamecock sports, so stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. SGTV News 4 sports anchor Austin Nasser is here to tell us about a few fresh Gamecocks sports to focus on if your spirits are low. Austin?
Thanks, Callista. Are you all as tired as I am of watching Gamecock football? And are you looking forward to another sports season to get started already? And preferably one that will actually deliver some excitement and promise rather than frustration and sorrow? Well, fortunately for you Gamecock fans, basketball season is on the horizon. And with that comes preseason honors. And sure enough, Don Staley's crew has received a whole lot of them. Most notably, superstar junior Aaliyah Boston was named to the AP preseason All-America team for the second consecutive year. This honor is simply another great addition to Boston's already impressive list of accolades. To name a few, Boston was the unanimous National Freshman of the Year in 2020, a unanimous first-team All-American last season, and a two-time winner of the Lisa Leslie Award, given to the nation's best center. And she just so happens to be the only woman to have ever won that award in back-to-back seasons. However, Boston was not the only Gamecock to receive recognition. Junior Zaya Cook was named to the Ann Myers Drysdale Award watch list, the award given to the nation's top shooting guard. And senior Destiny Henderson was named to the Nancy Lieberman Award watch list, with this award recognizing the top point guard in the country. As for in-conference honors, SEC coaches deemed Boston and Cook worthy of preseason All-SEC first team, while Henderson was selected for the second team. Looking ahead to some actual games, the Gamecocks will hit the court for an exhibition contest at Colonial Life Arena next Monday, November the 1st, as they play host to Benedict College, before finally tipping off the season in dramatic fashion as they will travel on up to Raleigh to take on the 5th-ranked team in the nation in North Carolina State. Moving off of the court and over to the pitch, the South Carolina women's soccer team took part in a pair of one-sided in-conference battles over the weekend. Both games came out to matching final scores of 4-0. However, the Gamecocks found themselves on both sides of the story. Last Thursday, the Gamecocks traveled to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to take on a tough opponent in the LSU Tigers. And I think it's pretty safe to say that the match just didn't go their way. South Carolina fell behind early, going down 3-0 in the first half, before the Tigers would tally another in the second half, sending the Gamecocks home with a 4-0 loss. On Sunday, South Carolina welcomed the Alabama Crimson Tide into Stone Stadium, and the Gamecocks were able to shake off the loss to LSU, bouncing back in a roaring fashion, almost mirroring that of their defeat just 3 days prior, this time finding themselves on the positive side of the scoring. The Gamecocks went up 3-0 in the first 30 minutes and never looked back, finishing off Alabama 4-0. With the SEC tournament looming ahead, South Carolina now holds a record of 10-5-1 with a record of 5-3-1 in conference, which has them sharing 4th place in the SEC with Auburn. The Gamecocks will close out the regular season this Thursday as they head into Gainesville for a matchup with the Florida Gators. The SEC tournament is set to kick off this Sunday on Halloween in Orange Beach, Alabama. Let's hope our Gamecocks can make some noise. That's all for sports. Back to you.
Thanks, Austin. Coming up, a look at how you can kill it this Halloween. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. We have the latest on some exciting events coming very soon. I'm Callista Yost.
And I'm Brianna Hallman. Let's get started.
I don't know about you, but I tragically missed Soda City this past weekend. And if you're like me and can't wait to shop local vendors, the good news is there will be a student vendor fair in the Russell House Ballroom A tomorrow. The event will be from 6 until 9 p.m., so don't miss it. And this is going to be such a good way to shop local.
It definitely is. I'm pretty sure, well, I'm definitely looking forward to some food, you know, some new things
I love a
to
good
eat.
vendor. And I know one of my
Yes.
favorites, she does like this little embroidery thing. I'm
That's
going to
so
go check it out.
cute.
I'm going to check it out.
They're so creative.
I know.
Well, the Association of African American Studies is starting off this week just right. Monday's theme was Reclaiming Our Stories, and there was showing of the movie Us. There was a great turnout, and I think it's safe to say that this movie was a disturbingly good choice for Halloween. And I think the first time I ever saw Us, it just was very odd, but in a good way. It's really captivating.
I wanted to see Us so badly, but I just can't do like scary or psychological thrillers. I
Oh my
want to be able to do it
gosh.
so bad because I know it looks so good. I just can't.
It does, like
handle
those are
it.
the best movies.
I know, I can't handle it and I wish I could. But Halloween is in full swing, guys, as we know from seeing Us this past week. And we at SGTV hope you have a fun and safe Halloween whenever you start celebrating. The U of SC Substance Abuse Prevention and Education will be tabling outside of Russell House tomorrow to talk about booze,
safety. So if you're planning to go out, especially it's your first Halloween on campus, make sure you stop by to learn some safety tips. And I think it's so important to be teaching these lessons because
Yes.
Halloween it's a bender for everybody.
It really is, and I know I'm smiling. It's not a joke, but you know, your little pun really almost got me there. That
Well,
was a good
actually,
one.
I can't even take credit for that. They came up with that pun.
Okay.
So, guys, full credit where it is due. Congratulations on the amazing pun.
Well, here at Carolina, we are all about that balance between work and play. Gamecock Entertainment is keeping the events going to wrap up the month of October. But October isn't officially over until the notorious Halloween makes its entrance on the 31st. So you know what that means. We have to prepare and carve our pumpkins to give it a spooky personality. On Wednesday, you will have the opportunity to join Carolina Productions for a night of pumpkin carving on Green Street. The event takes place from 3 to 6 p.m. And I'm actually really excited because I don't think I've ever carved a pumpkin. Yes.
Oh
I
my
said it.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll do one together because it's an art, it's a craft. I'm not that good at it, but I'll teach you what I know.
Okay.
Because it's not gonna be much. We'll rely on some help from Gamecock Entertainment
Well, I honestly just want to feel the insides. I know that's hard.
here. You can do that part. You can do that part then. All right, guys, coming up, meteorologist Caden Dinkins is back to tell us if the cool weather is here to stay, so don't miss it.
Well, Callista, those temperatures are looking like they are going to stay a little bit cooler. We do see cooler temperatures starting on Wednesday, and then we do have a high chance of showers on Thursday. That is around 80%, and those showers continue into Friday, and then we have a sunny and cool weekend coming up. It's great for Halloween, actually. So on Thursday, we do have a little bit of a severe weather threat. It's not fully confirmed yet, but just in case, we're going to throw this out here. Just to be careful, on Thursday, we do have a high chance of heavy rain, a little bit of a moderate chance of winds, and then no tornadoes and no hail, thank goodness. But just be on the watch for that on Thursday, and definitely keep those umbrellas and rain jackets and rain boots ready for Thursday. Now this week, Wednesday is sunny. We have a temperature of 71 and a low of 50. Thursday, we see those possible thunderstorms as well as showers. Those thunderstorms will be before 8 o'clock. They shouldn't move into too much after 8 o'clock p.m. And then the high is 68 and a low of 54. Those temperatures cool down quite a bit because there also is a cold front pushing in that pushes through tonight and in through Wednesday, and those temperatures drop 68, low of 54, nice and chilly. Friday, those chance of showers continue with a low of 64, another temp drop with a low of 50. And then Saturday, it is partly sunny, mostly cloudy, and a high of 65, a low of 47. And then Sunday, we have a cute little Halloween graphic, so hopefully you guys are going to get out there and dress up because it is going to be nice, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be a high of 70 and a low of 46, so make sure you bundle up because that is quite chilly after the sun goes down. And then on Monday, it is going to be sunny with a high of 72 and a low of 48. Now right now here in Columbia, South Carolina, it is 67 degrees. Feels like 65. The winds are going northwest at 8 miles an hour. The humidity is 43% with that rain coming on in, and then it is clear and cool. The sunset at 6:36 tonight, so we just missed it by just almost an hour, but it'll just keep going down. That's all I have for you guys tonight for the weather, but stay tuned for tonight's edition of Carolina K9s.
And finally tonight,
Tonight's Carolina K9 is Buzz. This picture was sent in by SGTV's own technical director, Maddie Verzel.
he is a miniature schnauzer who absolutely loves rides in the car and on the boat, hence the adorable life jacket. Buzz is dressing up as a pirate for Halloween, but more than likely he'll just be cuddling up to his stuffed teddy bear. Now, I'm surprised to see Buzz not going to infinity and beyond as Buzz Lightyear this Halloween. I have to complain to Maddie about that one.
I know, but the costume's so cute. And that's all we have for tonight's edition of SGTV Nightly News.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV Nightly News, I'm Tata Miller.
And I'm Callista Pushman. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to be.